Hey, y'all. Welcome to another Wind Down Wednesday with your girl, Keisha. I'm so glad that those who are able to tune in at this time because I kind of moved the time up, y'all know. So if you're tuning in live, thank you for being there. Grab your glass of wine, get comfortable, and let's get into it because you know we always have some interesting topics for y'all with different perspectives. But tonight is going to be a little bit more educational, y'all. We're going to be talking about tonight redefining pleasure and healing beyond the bedroom. So we're gonna talk a little bit about a method called peer, and I'm gonna give you the definition in a few minutes. But first, I want to introduce tonight's wine. Okay, so tonight a lot of people have been asking me to try this Taylor port wine. I don't know how the hell y'all drink this shit. It's 18% alcohol. It tastes like turpentine to me. To me. And it's very, I mean, for a cheap wine, I done taste the $4.99 a bottle of $5 wine that tastes better than this wine. Y'all black people gotta do better than this. Because actually, this is made like a dessert wine, what I'm thinking. So the notes for this wine, I'm gonna tell y'all what the notes say about the wine. So um yeah, of course, y'all know y'all can purchase this wine at Walmart, Target, any store that sells alcohol. You can post it. It's supposed to taste like a like deep ruby notes. I don't taste ruby. I taste Robitussin. That's what I'm tasting with this wine. It's supposed to be hints of plum. I don't taste no damn plum. I taste Tylenol, sleeping medication. Are you
Oh, now
supposed
that's
to
way
taste
bad.
cherry and raisins? I hate cherries, so maybe that's what I'm tasting. It tastes like cherry Robitussin. That's what I'm tasting.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Pears good with chocolate cake. It would share good because really and truly, Taylor Port is a dessert wine. So you mostly y'all is supposed you're supposed to drink this with like a dessert. Is a dessert wine. So it tastes good with chocolate cake, cheesecake. It says or sip solo. It says for cozy midweek vibe, baby. I don't know to each his own, but this ain't my vibe right here. This is definitely alcohol. You might want to stay home and slip and sip slowly on this. If you're drinking. So
Mm-mm.
it's very, very, very strong wine. As it is, I mean, it kind of reminds me of Mad Dog 2020.
Oh,
That,
girl. Oh.
that's the vibe it's giving me, right? So I
Oh,
want
my
to
goodness.
get into Sasha, you ever tasted before?
Oh, no. No.
I'm like,
But that, but
yesterday
that
I was
mad,
sitting
but
on,
that mad dog had me off my rocker. So yeah, no.
yeah,
I never gonna go there no more.
this it. This it right here. This
No, indeed. Don't want
it.
to ever do that again.
I told my daughter, I said, I'm a true wine drinker, and this does not suit my palate, baby. It ain't, this ain't my hype. I said, maybe this a little young folks thing here. It definitely
They
ain't for
just
the
want the
little
buzz.
because what I'm thinking is, I think my grandmother used to make rum cake or pound cake with this stuff way back in the day. I remember, yes, because I'm thinking it was more of a cooking wine, but they have diluted it a lot because it used to be really, really thick. It's
Oh,
syrupy,
okay.
but it's not
Okay.
really syrupy. It's really like, girl, I don't even want to pour it in my glass because I don't even want to waste it. That the gnats will
Mm-mm.
have fun with this wine. So
Mm-mm.
So if anyone is out there tuning in at 5:30, like I said, I know I changed the time. I really need y'all to be a little engaging because this person is really um expert in this area. And before we go any further, I just want to give y'all the definition of what does it mean to what does peer mean, because we're going to be talking a lot about pleasure induced endorphins. So that is it's a release technique focused on stimulating your body's natural reward system through enjoyable activities. And we all know that in like when we laugh and we listen to joyous music, anything that we do that we enjoy doing naturally builds endorphins. So if you're a person that like I'm a wine drinker and some people say that person is naturally funny, that's because they have embodied and built their endorphins, that they have a very light spirit and they're lighthearted and they can make jokes and and all of the above. And endorphins are good for your mental health as well as other things, and we'll get into that.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and we're gonna be talking about like the endorphins, how they, like building activities and enjoyable activities, how these methods can improve your mood. Like I said, it relieves pain and reduce stress by triggering the release of feel good neurochemicals like we talked about endorphins. So
Mm-hmm.
that can be like physical exercise, sex, and sex should be very enjoyable. If it ain't enjoyable, baby, you need to switch your partner or try some
Mm, mm, mm. If you're thinking
massage.
about it, they should be producing some endorphins.
That should be, yes, that should be a natural. When you get up in the morning, you should be smiling because I know if it's good, like Betty White said, and tonight is the night.
Yes.
Oh, and I was smiling. It was good.
I'm the happiest camper on the block. Believe
Yes,
that.
baby. Yes, I'm feeling light. Natural highness is going on there. And like,
Yes.
because
Yes.
you're getting that natural, that physical human touch, which massages also induce endorphins as well, because you're relieving that
Exactly.
stress. And if the person is
Exactly.
doing it right and giving you that, those tender touches around, like this is my spot right here. So if you're giving me these rubs, then you're building my endorphins. So
Yes.
cold exposure, a cold shower or a plunge can shock the nerve. And sometimes when some people having a rough day, you can hear people say, I'm going to take a cold shower to lift me up,
Mm-hmm.
give me more energy. So cold
Mm-hmm.
showers, shocks, the acupuncture is another way that we can build
Mm-hmm.
endorphins.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it also helps the sensory and mental techniques as well, like laughter. Like I love having a good time. I love being around
Mm-hmm.
lighthearted people. A good time is me. I love going out. I like good conversation. I like exposing myself to people that like having fun. Yes, I like to
Mm-hmm.
drink amongst other things. So I love to have fun,
Mm-hmm.
and my kind of fun may not be your kind of fun. So if you're a person that's judgmental and you looking at every drink that I put
Don't be
down my
around
throat,
me.
baby, you can't be around me. Music
Hmm.
and art also, and it builds endorphins. Like I said earlier, if you're listening to
Music.
happy music, you're a love
Mm-hmm.
person.
Exercise.
I love to paint. As a child, I kind of dibbled and dabbled in art. I always took art class, so I love to paint. I love wall art. Wall art, it really turns me on. If I see a beautiful painting, baby, I'm in love with everybody that I see. Just like if I'm drinking a good wine and I'm feeling good,
Them
I am
endorphins
in
don't kick in on you.
love.
Ah, yes.
I am in love. And then mindfulness. And a lot of people, and I think a lot of us need to work on this too. Mindfulness and meditation also help. Like every morning I get up, I have 15 minutes or 30 minutes. I like to do a spiritual meditation and mindfulness where I'm thinking and I'm just giving praise and quietness, and I'm listening to my devotion, my spiritual music. That builds my endorphins. It gives me the capability of doing my job every day because I'm a social worker and I have to hear people dumping into me every day. So that is
Mm.
my blocker. And the favorite thing I like to say when somebody calling me is that I always bust out with Fred Hammond. Jesus, take the wheel. Be a fence all around me, Lord.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
So
look.
I got
Anything that makes you happy.
yes, anything that makes you aromatherapy can get us there. Um, and food and drink, we talked about alcohol. They say dark chocolate, so when like some of us ladies, when it's around that time of the month, we love and we crave that dark chocolate. We all, and I'm one of those people. I love chocolate and spicy foods. When somebody work on my nerves, babe, I'm going straight to Popeyes. That is my comfort food. I'm going to get my comfort food. Rich foods build
Mm-hmm.
your
Mm-hmm.
social interactions, who you interact with, is very important because you want to always be around people that are selfless, that are going to pour into you, that's
Mm-hmm.
going to like make it a good conversation, like I said earlier, where we can have thought-provoking conversations. So those are
Mm-hmm.
the things that build endorphins. So enough of me explaining what that is. I'm gonna let this lovely lady introduce herself and tell you all about um, what she's here for and how she got in her journey alone in becoming an expert in this particular I guess I want to say era in your life where we are in our
Yes,
life right now.
yes,
So take
yes.
go ahead. Let's go.
Okay, so I am Natasha McGee. Um, I'm known by a lot of people as Miss Matches because of Pleasure Quest LLC. Um, Pleasure Quest LLC has been known to be an adult novelty business, but I have taken it a step further beyond that to help more people. Okay, so what I mean by that is I have a nonprofit that I have incorporated in order to help more people in situations such as myself who deal with fibromyalgia and chronic pain. So this is why the peer solution came up. Um, I decided to do something like that because um, going holistic and trying to find herbs that will help you along your journey through pain, uh, finding the right doctors and the information. Sometimes that can be a task. I ain't gonna say sometimes. This is all the time. This is gonna be a task. Okay. So I decided that what I know helps me will help other people. And I started the nonprofit as a support group to bring awareness to fibromyalgia. So, with that being said, I needed to come up with something that will enlighten many hearts and can pass on. You can pass on this information, and no matter who you pass it to with chronic pain, it's going to help somewhere. It's going to help them. So, um, being that my toys um, give so much joy,
Yes, they do.
they give
They
so
do.
much joy. I decided to tap on into that joy and add other joys onto that to bring on this program that I can insert in my wellness coaching program. Okay, so I rebranded the Pleasure Quest LLC. So it's not only toys, which my whole line is changing, but it's not only toys, it's toys with a purpose.
So, Tasha, can you enlighten us about what type of toys you're talking about?
Now, let's get on into that. Okay, so as some people may know, I don't know who on here that may be following me or um maybe just learning. Um, I have uh, a large line of different products, and that's from keeping a healthy yanni all the way to making your yanni healthy, happy. So I have steam seats. I have uh, uh, Kegels. I have uh, intimate intimate toys that's remote controlled. I have toys that's controlled by your phone. I have for a better word, self pleasure toys. Um, it's such a variety. And now that it's rebranded, um, everything that I have left in stock will be going out on the fire sale. And I will be posting about the fire sale, and it's being liquidated, y'all. Just I'm getting it, gotta be going. So I'm going down to the lowest prices that I can go in order to get this sale going to get my new line set in. Now, the new line is um, remote controlled, uh, telephone operated, um, vibrators. We have some that's non-vibrated because everybody can't take the vibrational toys. So I have some that are non-vibrational, but they complete the task. Okay,
That
so
should be interesting.
yeah, but the new line is for, like you said, to get the endorphins rolling. Okay, so the if you have some people that can take the least amount of stimulation, and then you have some that can take way more stimulation than a little bit. So I have the non-vibrational to the vibrational toys. Still have the exercisers for your walls. Keep those nice and tight. I still have the oils and the creams and the gels and stuff like that. But the pure solution that we were talking about, the pure solution is a wide variety of things that Keisha was reading off. And I have put the pure solution in a program that can uh, help stimulate endorphins throughout the day, even when you're not really thinking about it. This is what it does. I help you to program your mind in order to look for these pleasure induced endorphins. So, um, fibromyalgia is something that is totally chronic. It's a chronic pain. It stems from the brain. So you want something to combat that pain. So this is where we coming from with all the new line of toys. I couldn't get it advertised with the old line because I had so many different things, and you know me, I'm good at sitting a big boner on a table. I would sit a I would sit a boner on a table, okay, but I had to I had to kind of scale back a little bit, make sure that the new line is doing what it's supposed to do, but not in your face if I have to have it sitting up, you know. So I want to be able to push promote it and talk about it and even have the product with me, have them with me when I'm out talking about the peer solution. So let me back up a little bit because I have different meetings throughout the year, but each meet is monthly. In each meeting, we talk about a new topic of fibromyalgia. And I'm going to just tell you a little bit about who we are. Okay. So we are a nonprofit and we support the community dedicated to empowering individuals living with fibromyalgia. Okay. And, I'm not one that's in silence anymore. I done took my mask off and my mask is down, okay? I didn't want nobody to know. You hear me? Nobody. So all of that has changed because I have to be out on the forefront now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what we do, we provide education and advocacy and wellness resources, emotional support through the monthly meetings and all year round engagements. We have little things like the paint and sips and stuff that we do at the library. We do so many events all year long. It's just that people really need to get to know who we are in the community. Um, um, where was I? It's what we do. Okay, so with that being said, we try to make sure that every warrior that wants to be in the meeting can join the meeting. Okay, whatever happens in the meeting is in the meeting, because we don't want to go out talking about somebody else's business if they're not talking about it. So we keep the meetings, it's open for people who register. We make it to where it's not as private, because if you want to talk about private, then we have appointments to set for that. um uh let's see. Where am I? Okay. All the meetings are held virtually. Um, it's convenient for every warrior, anybody that want to attend, even family members that might want to come and support. They could join in. Come on in online. You ain't gotta leave your house. Put on a shirt. You could be in your underwears if you want. Just show up. Okay.
Yes.
So the monthly, yeah. So the monthly meetings are they're consistent. We try to do them consistent every month. We have a new topic that we focus on, and how to manage fibromyalgia and related challenges to that. But the thing is, I want everybody to think about, like I put in my own head, I'm a beacon for the next person who's lost. You know, they might not have gotten the information. They might be new to what fibromyalgia is. So my experience could be their lifeline. Okay. So this is why I'm so I ain't gonna say pressed, but I'm just excited to get all the information out there. I'm always talking about it. I'm always trying to shove some paper in somebody's head. I'm always trying to get some. But
But
we help.
Tasha, can I ask a
Huh?
question? How will someone know if they have fibromyalgia? Like, is that like too like I had fibroids. Okay, my fibroids were extremely painful. Like even when I started to notice, like even when having sex, I was in pain. Like I could feel like something was wrong, but I didn't know what was wrong. And then
Right.
I started bleeding a lot. And then the
Mm-hmm.
bleeding just kept going on and on and on. And I was literally in like I was having labor pains. That's how bad the
Mm-hmm.
pain was. And then after I had
Mm-hmm.
my procedure, the pain kind of decreased. So like, what is the difference from that what I was experiencing as opposed to fibromyalgia?
Okay, so with fibromyalgia, you're gonna have some type of brush with your reproductive system. You're gonna have some type of brush with it. You're gonna have either fibroids, you're gonna have endometriosis, something that is gonna touch on it because there's so many different symptoms. It's like big balled up, just so much stuff you have to unravel in order to kind of get all the symptoms laid out so the doctor would know what to check for. And when they start checking for all this stuff, they can eat. If it's not something that you have, they're going to rule that out. Rule it out. They're going to continue to rule everything out. And then once they get down to the last few tests that they could think of even giving you, then they're going to give you the 18-point test. The 18-point test, I don't care if you're not in a flare up. If you're not in a flare up, you still gonna feel that you're gonna be tender because at all times you might not be in a full flare up, but you gonna feel like you have the flu. You know
Oh.
how the flu first come on and it feel like you done been beat with a baseball bat?
Mm-hmm.
That's everywhere. You have tender points in your shoulders, your neck, your shoulder blades, 18 points all over your body. Okay. Anywhere that doctor touch, it may not be something that you say, ow. Then again, it may be something that you say, ow, because my tenderest places on me and that stays tender is my hips. I can't I can't lean against anything. If I lean, then that's causing me some extreme pain. But also fibromyalgia can run coincide with other illnesses, other autoimmunes, like rheumatoid. It run coincide with that. They'll be treating you for the rheumatoid, but you're not being treated for the fibromyalgia. So you still wondering why I'm in all this pain. They giving me this medicine. I'm in all this pain. Run coincide with that. Lupus run coincide with that. Osteo coincide with that. And they're getting treated for one thing, but they're not getting treated for the other thing. See?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I love doing the meetings and talking in the meetings is because I just might have gave somebody an aha moment. Like, oh, that's why that works like that. Oh, that's why they happen. You know. And my next meeting that's coming up, my topic is fibromyalgia hereditary? Yes. So if you have people in your immediate family that suffer with it, watch your children, watch your grandchildren, watch your siblings, because they just might be right there having their difficult times and moments, and you would never know because they may be complaining about like separate stuff. Oh, my foot hurt, you know. Might come home one day and say, "Oh, my back hurt," but you wouldn't put all of that into fibromyalgia unless somebody close in the family has it.
Mm-hmm.
See, um, my daughter right now, I'm really watching her, my baby girl. I'm watching her like a hawk. Every time she said, like, "What you talking about? Let me see."
Uh-huh.
we need to know because you got to go to the doctor. We're not doing all that. I need to know. I know it's hereditary. My mama suffered with it.
Okay.
I've had it ever since I was a itty bitty girl. What 5-year-old do you know that went into a full-fledged coma, a depression coma.
So wait, it also infect so fibromyalgia also affect because like before I even met you, I had never even heard of this before, and now to hear that it also affects your mental health as well, as young as
Yes,
5 years old, like what could you
yes.
be depressed about at 5?
At at 5, this was a summer. My brother went by his dad. My cousins, they went by their dad, and I was the only kid at home with the grown-ups. And I wanted to know why my dad wouldn't come pick me up. You know, he came got me after that question to my mom, since she must have called him. He came got me, but he also brought me right back home the same day. He brought me back home, and I was so depressed till one day I just didn't see nothing. I ain't see nothing. I could hear everybody talking, but nobody was talking directly to me. And I'm screaming, talking to them, and I'm trying to figure out why everybody mad with me because nobody said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I regressed all the way back down to diapers and tube feedings.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad. And the only way I came out of that is through my doctor and my mom, which he encouraged her, every day to tell me she loved me. I could feel her hands on me. I still couldn't see her face. I could hear her voice talking to me. I still couldn't see her. And she would never answer me. And I'm like, they got to be mad with me or something. But this is how 5-year old is thinking. Well, as I got older, and I'm telling my mom about the experience on my side, and she's telling me, yeah, I almost lost you, you know. So that was like 5. And then I had diagnosis that was coming when I was 14, from 14 on up, from the skin touching my skin, and it feels like sharp daggers touching me and cutting me on my legs. It's so much that you have to deal with this issue. Your mind is, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you have rheumatoid arthritis, you know how rheumatoid arthritis always have you. You could take meds or whatever, especially with your hands. You got to deal with stuff with your hands. That is
Mm-hmm.
no joke. And it trains your mind for pain. See? And this is why I try to tell people it run coincide because your mind is being trained for the pain. But they treating the actual uh rheumatoid, but they're not treating the pain. They're not treating the mind to reverse that. So this is where the peer solution come in at. The peer solution come in because I want to show people how they can do this naturally. You can do that naturally. You could take all the meds that they want to give you. You can take all that,
Mm-hmm.
or you could do it naturally. And I mean, it's just by getting up in the morning. Get up in the morning, open up your blinds. You know, get you whatever it is your heart say you want for breakfast. If it's gonna make you smile, then they're gonna send them endorphins out there. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want for breakfast. If you want a donut and you're not supposed to have it, get half a donut. Get half
Or
of
a
it.
quarter of a donut, like me. I need a quarter.
That's right. Look, just a little taste, just a little taste. But anything that can make you smile can help you train your mind back to what pain is supposed to feel like, not you in pain all day long, every day, you know. And I pretty much have gotten all of my stuff under control. I still have issues with the weather and stuff like that, and it throws me off into a loop, and I'm like, oh, I know when I done got in that loop, because then I'm like, okay, well, I could play music that'll make me happy, but it's not gonna pull me clean up out of it. So now I know I got to take the meds for a couple of days and then start pulling myself back with the
So
peer solution.
my question is like, if you're always in pain, and like, how does that affect intimacy? Like, you being in a relationship, because you say you have kids, so how does that affect intimacy when you're always in pain?
Wait, let me do how they be doing. Girl, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Like I said, if you could think about sex and smile about it and get excited about it real quick, you doing the right thing and you got the right person. Cause guess what? It don't affect nothing but bring that pain down. Orgasm will bring that pain down. Here it will chop it down. Now I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you. That'll chop the pain down. But just to say, if you in a flare up or whatever, and you may lay there too long, maybe 30 minutes too long, you
Uh-huh.
better start over. Start over.
So, whatever kind of orgasm, it kind of reduces the pain. So,
It reduced.
if you're
That's right.
self-inducing the orgasm, or you have help from a partner, it
That's
reduces the
right. That's right. That's why I say it's a variety of things. And my job as a coach that's introducing the peer solution to them is, I'm gonna just say this. As a coach, I don't lead them into what they're supposed to do a thing, right? I give them the opportunity to talk out what they would like to do that gives them pleasure. Okay, so then my next step is, okay, well, if you're gonna do this, we're gonna take a week and reiterate all of that stuff that you just said you like to do and it makes you happy. At least four things during that day, at least four of those things. Incorporate four of those things each day to see how that's gonna make you feel. Then if this don't work, you scratch it out and put something else in there. Because that whatever that is, and it ain't making you happy, then you gotta leave that alone and add something else.
yeah. So, do you recommend like positions for people, like if they're having trouble with finding, as a coach, because I mean you're a coach overall. So, do you make suggestions on, well, if your doggy style ain't working for you, you might want to try missionary. Missionary ain't working for it, then you need to get on. You need to try other things. So,
Well, guess what? If they tell me that they have sexual positions they want to try that they haven't tried, or they have fantasized about this and that, and they smile about it, can be excited. Oh heck
hmm
yeah, we gonna incorporate that. Okay, well, what your position is? We gonna incorporate that. Okay, so wait, you alone? Okay, so if you alone, yeah, we're gonna have to get pleasure quests in on this. Get you something that's gonna make you happy. Mm-hmm.
sex is always better with two people.
Exactly.
That's a that's a
Exactly.
where you got that's a team effort. That's not a
That is definitely a
I
team
effort.
effort. And look, and then I try not to, even though I'm a relationship coach as well, but I tell people I'm a coach and not a therapist. So what I do is I don't I don't work on a relationship with couples in order for them to work out their relationship. What
Mm-hmm.
I do is I work with individuals to work on themselves to better themselves for the relationship.
Mm-hmm. So important because you have to be
Exactly.
able to communicate your wants and your needs in a relationship, and I
Mhm.
find that where we all fall short at is because
No
we're not able
communication.
to communicate our wants and needs. Like, I'm very capable of saying, okay, what I like, what I don't like in a bedroom.
Hmm.
Not that I'm
Hmm.
taking anything away from my partner. It's just that I know what works for me. And I mean, I could be freaky if you want me to be freaky, but you got to bring that out of me, right? I just can't be,
Hmm.
I'm just not this person where I get drunk and I just have orgasms just because it's the natural thing to do when you're high and drunk. Because it's much easier to produce that in little
Yeah.
of time if you're intoxicated or you have mood stabilizing things that's encouraging that in your brain.
Right. But what about what about when it's not there?
But when it's not
You
there,
don't want yeah, you don't want to have to get drunk and have to get high in order to get that same feeling you should have been able to get when you were into it.
now don't get me wrong now, because baby, sometimes if you got the not this though, if you got the right bottle of wine,
Oh, believe me, I know.
it can
I know.
increase that feeling and you know that but your person has to know how to be intimate as well because all of that plays a major part because like I said, if I
Exactly.
drink a couple of bottles of wine and it's the right bottle of wine on the right night, I'm in love with anybody. I might even tell you I love you, and then the next day I'm like, who the hell is that person? I did not tell you that. I will kiss on you, love on you, and then the next day I'm like, don't call me no more, please. That was the
Yeah.
wine talking, not me. So,
Yeah. Shoot. But I try to get them to communicate as well as they can, especially people who shy, you know,
mhm.
and they may not understand that your partner don't have um, they don't read minds, so you have to communicate if you want better. If you don't want better, then don't say anything, you know. But yeah, yeah, I make sure and talk to them. I get them on the same page, and I don't talk to them at the same time. But if a couple come to me, then I would have one to come at one time and one to come at another time, because they will never. If they can't be on the same page without me, then I'm not gonna do no better with them there again.
Yeah.
You
So do you
know.
ever get them together to see like what their technique is as far as intimacy when you're coaching couples?
Well, when I coach, like I said, when I'm coaching a couple, I get them at two different times. I let
Okay.
them I let them come up with what they feel they can do better
Mm-hmm.
based on what they feeling that their partner is telling them, or the vibes or whatever they getting from their partner. You know. So I work with them separately. And then once I work with them separately, on the very last coaching class, then I'll have them both to come in, and then they talk then. But I can't do, oh girl, it gets vicious. It gets vicious when I be trying to talk to some of these couples. I was like, I can't talk to them if they together in the organ, So I just chose not to work with them together. You over here, you over here. I might take you at 5, and I take you at 5:30, but not together. And
Well,
then sometimes they be scared to talk in front of each other, so that'd be another communication problem.
I can understand it how they could be afraid to talk because I thought I was having a good conversation with someone about how they were being intimate and how to be intimate. And I was
Mm-hmm.
basically saying that, intimacy is like something that you have to do with a person that you want. You just can't just be having sex with somebody and then try to grab intimacy out of that when that's not where
Yeah.
your
Mm-hmm.
mindset is with that. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I'm here, and then the two people have to be sexually compatible as well, because if I mean, I'm not gonna learn how I can learn your love language, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting you to come into it with your own techniques of how you're gonna extend intimacy to me, to
Right.
make me want you, other than
Right.
you spending money on me or taking me out to eat and all that. Because for me, my mind has to be stimulated, and I say that all the time. So it's mind stimulation. So like I said, if I'm on that good bottle of wine, my mind is already stimulated because I got my own thoughts racing. And if you're attractive and my thoughts is racing, like what I could do with you, if especially if we having a good conversation going, or if you're an
Mm-hmm.
attractive person and I find you attractive, then my thoughts are already somewhere else with you. I
Mm-hmm.
to be listening to your conversation. So sometimes it's good to have, and men have to understand that women kind of have the same feelings that they do. Like men have to
Yep.
understand that, like, we can have sex without latching on to you. We can have emotionless sex because a lot of people are not emotional intelligent where they even know where they are emotionally, so they just block it all. They just go
Mm-hmm.
and whatever suits them at that time, that's what it is. But I think is for me, I would want, like, if I'm in an intimate relationship, even when I had the fibroids, is like it was very difficult relaying that to the person that I was with, that hey, I'm in pain and I'm not in the mood to be dealing with you like that all the time because I'm in pain. Instead of you taking it as I just don't want to be bothered, or I'm not um or I'm coming off as something else, like I don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
bothered. That's not what it is. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that I may just need that intimacy at that time. I may just need to be held and loved on at that time.
But see, that's a lot of them don't get that. Oh, intimacy starts when I get home and I'm near you. No, a lot of them don't get it. That's all day, every day. You gotta have that connection going on.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have something going on, because if I haven't talked to you all day and now you won't come home grabbing on me,
Mm-mm.
I'm like, my mind is not even there. My mind not there now. I wasn't missing you. So what? I wasn't missing you. But they don't get that. Hey, when we wake up in the morning, if you could take 2-3 minutes out your day just to text something nice to me, you know, or I'm texting something probably smart, rude, and nasty to your ass.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's how it goes. I have people that I've coached that they play word games and stuff with each other all day, and they
Mm-hmm.
talk crap through the game. So when it's time to actually get home and be around each other, or it's a battle. It's a battle because they've been battling all day with these words, talking trash. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
And they
But
was serious too.
But there are men like that, dude. It's like I could like this one guy I was dating. I could always tell when he wanted to have sex because this nigga would be engaging all day. He would start from the top of the morning until he got to my house. I'm saying to myself, "Oh, he coming over tonight because he been calling me all day. Like, what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Don't call me all
See?
day. I might hear from you once a day, what you doing or whatever, or sporadically throughout any
Mm-hmm.
other day. But the day you want something." You calling me
All
all
day.
day long from the top of the morning. What you doing for lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Lunch, babe. We going to lunch. I knew it was on pecans. Then that's when you're really in the mood. We going to lunch. You treat me. You buying this stuff. Oh yeah, babe. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good tonight. He buying milk.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
buying
Well,
clothes. He ready to get
they
into the
laying it out. They laying it out, and see that's the ones that be smart to know that it don't stop when I just walk in the house and I'm looking at you.
Uh huh.
Be like, no, that's
No,
a
it's
that's
so
a no.
yes. It's a very much no.
For real, for real. But
Yeah.
pleasure quest, pleasure quest. The next month, October 1st. I think the weekend of the first weekend, I'm gonna be doing the fire sale, and I'm gonna make sure with posting this video and also posting for Pleasure Quest. I'm gonna make sure that you get the flyers.
Okay. You
Tag you
said
in them.
October 1st. You said
It's
October
gonna, it's
1st.
gonna be the week of October 1st, which is right around the corner, huh?
Yes.
I'm gonna be doing a fire sale, and I'm doing it parts at a time because I gotta pull stuff out. So the first part of the what can fit what can fit in the suitcase, and I'm gonna be bringing all of that stuff. I'm gonna be showing it as quickly as I can view it, send out the flyers, and be ready
So
because
I am just scrolling at the bottom. Pleasure Quest will be having a fire sale October 1st on sex toys, right?
oh
On sex.
yeah, yes ma'am, yes
So
ma'am, it's
and
going
y'all,
down.
yeah, so and we have like what 2 minutes, so I'm gonna start wrapping up. So we see you thought it was gonna be a long time, girl. It goes
It
by
went so
it
fast.
goes by really fast. So
Woo.
I just want to encourage everyone to explore the pleasure-based wellness. And you can contact Miss Natasha Ware to get your sessions. She's on Instagram and
Facebook.
Facebook at
Mm-hmm.
Pleasure Quest. Am I saying it right? Pleasure
Pleasure
Quest,
Quest. Yep.
and you can contact her through there. So she can tell you a little bit more about how to build your endorphins and as she said, she's a wellness and relationship coach. So she's there to answer all that questions. We couldn't get into a whole lot, but I just wanted to kind of enlighten you guys on, some of the things and some of the work that she's doing out here. And you could also book her for events. If you have an event, she will come set up a table, like she said, with the big old dildos on the table and all the interesting stuff. So if you got a man and his shit ain't working, she can help you to get through the night with him. Because I know they got a lot of licksmen out there and very
Hey. Hey. Mm.
so and she can help you guys with that. And again, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in and continue to tune in to Wind Down Wednesday, y'all. I'm trying to build my following up. I'm trying to do something big with this and something great. So each week I'm gonna try to bring you guys some information, people that's doing great work in the community. My Black business owners, of course, I'm going to patronize them so you can know that they exist and who they are
Mm-hmm.
and what they're selling and how you can get in contact with them. So again, tonight I just want to say, learn how to build those natural endorphins Let's learn
Mm-hmm.
how to bring pleasure back into the bedroom with learning intimacy, which can reduce pain, can reduce
Mm-hmm.
depression, um,
Mm-hmm.
amongst other things.
That's
Self
reliever.
awareness. So it is a very much a stress reliever. Um, and learning how to do that. And Miss Natasha has all those wonderful things for you and wonderful techniques that you guys can use. And again, you can reach out to her on Pleasure Quest on Instagram and Facebook. She ain't got TikTok yet, but we gonna have to get her to TikTok so she can get to the people on TikTok. So with that being said, y'all, I enjoyed this conversation very much, and I hope you come back. And then when you get your toys, we can maybe you can come back and tell us whatever with how to use them and with it, because I got my little favorites, and I know we all got our favorites.
I got you covered.
So with that being said, join me next Wednesday on, and I changed the handle to the YouTube, y'all. So we may be returning back at 7 p.m. on next Wednesday. The handles for all of my streaming sites is KPR Productions LLC on YouTube. Someone told me it was hard to find me there, so not at all the handles are the same. You KPR Productions LLC. It should be a little easier for you guys to show it, but I'll try to post the links so you'll have an easier way you could click on the links and go directly to the live streaming. So until then, y'all be safe out there and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and don't drink too much, but I will, but don't you drink too much. Good night.
Good night, Keisha.
Good night. Thank you, Tasha.